Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel, Librarian California, where today's zine review is called How to Resist Amazon and Why by Caine, owner of the Raven bookstore in Lawrence, Kansas. So you can see it's got a very bright, vivid color. It's kind of a nice, kind of harder, kind of more of a professionally printed cover. This was actually done by microcosms.pub, which is like a small, it's a, well, Microcosm Publishing. But anyways, they're out of Portland, Oregon. But so this is just a fairly short book. It's kind of a mix of, Danny talks about, first off, he has a letter written to Jeff Bezos from kind of on behalf of small independent bookstores. And then there's there's a picture of a chalk sign outside of a independent bookstore. And then a list of companies that Jeff Bezos and Amazon owns, and then a couple Twitter feeds that kind of explain to people book pricing and some of the problems that there are with Amazon. And then they have a chapter 10 is on further reading of Amazon's abuses of power. Another Twitter thread, Twitter thread. About an incident that happened where Amazon violated kind of a non-disclosure agreement with another publisher, and then and then a note about trying to boycott Amazon and how to resist Amazon. So whatever your thoughts are on Amazon, it's not really what I'm here to debate. I'm here to talk about this zine, which is really well done. It's professionally published. It's got a nice cover. This is durable. It's a very quick read. You can read in a few minutes. But it really, and I will say, whatever your thoughts are on Amazon, I will say this really kind of focuses in on Amazon, like the books and book buying. And now it's not anti-book. What this is saying is that it's trying to educate people on why, say, for example, like books might be cheaper on Amazon, but what the real costs of those are. And it talks about how Amazon is willing to lose money on certain items and things so that they can gain in other aspects. So they're willing to run, it seems like in the negative, to, or really thin margins of, 40 cents, for example, a book or something that other people can't, they can't survive on, a 40% commission on a book. But the importance of independent bookstores, mom and pop shops, these stores that are kind of, and this bookstore is in Lawrence, Kansas, so in the middle of the country, the plains, kind of rural America, and how the importance of small businesses like this, independent bookstores, and how that can contribute to the local economy and contribute to jobs and that. Whereas many of you may know, and it points out in here that Amazon doesn't really pay federal taxes at all. Through a variety of tax loopholes and things. But anyways, it's an interesting read. And but again, it focuses more on, I would say, like, this one definitely focuses on books. But what's interesting about this one is that it depends on how you can think about it. Now, Amazon is great for many things. And so, for example, like if you need to get something and you actually can't buy it locally, or you actually, that's great. But what it's getting at is when you can buy it locally, support your local businesses and support your local people. And I will say that Danny even says, like, he's not just promoting a small independent bookstore. He's also saying, like, go to libraries, use libraries. Libraries also contribute to community. So of course I like that part of it, is being a librarian. So I do like that there's just different ways that you can support a community and different ways that you can support your local area. And I think this really resonates in a lot of rural America. I'm from a farm and from the country, even though I'm not from California. But, small businesses really are the lifeline to a lot of rural America. Now, that said, I will say Amazon is also great to getting things to rural America that you can't actually just get locally. So, for example, if you live somewhere and you have to drive hours and hours and hours to get something, well, that doesn't make sense. I think you can start to think about other things that come into play, gas, mileage, the effect that has on the environment, your time. So I think there needs to be a balance here, and this is just my opinion. That's not necessarily what's in this zine here, but this zine, I like to point out that I really think this is focused on like the book aspect of Amazon and why books can be cheaper on Amazon versus like an independent retailer or seller, versus like other things about Amazon that I think can actually benefit rural America. For example, like if you can't buy this item without traveling to a city, which is 4, 5, 6, 8 hours away, and you need a hotel room and things like that, doesn't make sense when you need to get an object that isn't available locally to purchase. So I think there is a difference there. They don't go into this. I'm just saying I can see myself trying to be a little more objective about this, that there are some aspects that Amazon can be great, and there are other ones that really do harm local mom and pop shops now. That's not to say that Amazon's the only one. There are other big box stores that have come into rural America, into different parts of this country, and a lot of businesses go out of business because of that. So again, this is not unique to Amazon. It's just unique to the business world that we find ourselves in today, and disruptors and people that are willing to do things from a business standpoint to either shut down other businesses or take competition away, or a variety of different things. So anyways, this is just one perspective from an independent bookstore in Kansas. And so again, it's How to Resist Amazon and Why by Caine. Again, the Raven Bookstore in Lawrence, Kansas. So it was an interesting read. Most of it wasn't too unfamiliar to me, but I really did like the parts about understanding the profit margins on, say, new released hardbacks and paperbacks, and how that can be devastating for an independent bookstore. And you actually see some little prices there that were in some Twitter threads that were online. So I don't know, it was an interesting, quick read. You can make up your own mind about whether you want to support Amazon, you want to balance it with supporting both Amazon and local businesses, or you only want to support local businesses. It's entirely up to you. That's what's great about America. We can do as we please for the most part. So anyways, that's it for today's review. If you have thoughts about purchasing books from Amazon and using Amazon in general, let me know in the comment section below. I'd be interested to know how people actually think about and kind of deal with these things. And you know, from my perspective, if you've watched to my channel, I'm always plugging libraries. So go to your local library, support your local library, visit your local library. And even if they're closed right now, you can still usually do curbside pickup or use their electronic resources online, or download books, or learn a language, or read a newspaper. There's so many things you can do that both your public library, if you're part of an academic library, a special library, you name it, historical society, anything out there, use your local libraries. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you and your community get the information that you need. So that's it for today's video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments below about your thoughts on Amazon, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.